Ang per capita income namin nasa 70,000 pesos. Sila nasa 20,000, nasa 26, nasa 16, nasa 14. Wala pong probinsya na maliit ang population density na malaki ang per capita income. Wala. So again, that is an argument to show that population density is not an obstacle. In fact, it is a positive, as shown by these figures. How can we argue with these figures? The higher the population density, the higher the per capita income. Ilocos Norte, tingnan yung mga ano nila, North Cotabato, 146, Northern Samar. Pero ang baba ng kanilang per capita income, 15,000, 17,000, 17,000. Walang lumalampas ng 50,000 dito sa mga mabababa. But then you can see, habang tumataas naman ang population density, umakyat tayo doon sa matataas na lugar, 1,600, 39,000. 1,300 dito po sa Rizal, 41,000. Cagayan de Oro, 38,000. So again, these are figures. Ang gagawin ko ito, bibigay ko ito sa organizer. I'll share this PowerPoint para ma-reproduce ito at magamit ninyo. I hope madali ibibigay ko yung PowerPoint. Kung may USB kayo dyan, kunin nyo, and then you can make your own presentations when you go back home. Another example to show you na hindi po populasyon ang pinag-uusapan pagdating sa development. It is economic strategy. North Korea and South Korea. Ang North Korea sa South Korea halos magkasaklaki bansa. Pero ang populasyon ng North Korea mas maliit, kalahati lamang ng populasyon ng Korea, ng South Korea. Sino ang mas developed? North Korea or South Korea? No comparison. No comparison whatsoever. East Germany and West Germany, no comparison nung magkahiwalay pa yung dalawa. China and Taiwan, naunang nag-develop ang Taiwan, humahabol lang ang China. But Taiwan still has a much higher per capita income, although they are more populous than China in terms of population density. Sa Philippines naman, tumaas ang ating populasyon by 3 times. From 1961 to the year 2000, kung tama ang sinasabi ng RH, dapat dumami ang mahirap sa Pilipinas. Pero ano nangyari? During this period, when population increased steadily, poverty decreased steadily also, from 59% to 34%. Tiningnan yung common denominator ng mga taong mahihirap. Nakita ko ano ang common denominator. 78 to 90% of the poor households had heads with no high school diploma. Kulang sa education. Yung 3 billion, yung 5 billion dapat ilagay sa education ng mga kabataan. Hindi sa contraceptives, hindi po sa condom. Para malutas nila yung problema ng kahirapan. Now let's talk about the Kissinger Report. Ito po yung National Security Study Memorandum number 200 dated 1974. Anong sabi ni Henry Kissinger dito? He was the head of the National Security Council. Ang sabi niya, meron daw ilang mga bansa na lumalaki ang populasyon, malaki ang populasyon. In fact, they mentioned 13. One of them in the list was the Philippines. Ito raw mga bansang ito, pag hindi mapigilan ang populasyon, magiging kompetensya ng mga Western countries, primarily the United States, pagdating sa mga minerals and other resources like energy, oil. Kasi siyempre ang mineral, hindi dumadami yan. Ang oil, hindi ho dumadami yan. Depletable resources. Kaya kinakabahan yung mga white sa pangunguna ng United States na baka sila maagawan ng mga more populous countries. So noong ginawa nila, ang kanilang suggestion, magkaroon ng implementation of population control programs that should include the legalization of abortion, financial incentives for countries to increase their abortion, sterilization, and contraception use, indoctrination of children, mandatory population control, and coercion of other forms, etc., etc. Yun po ang nilalaman ng National Security Study Memorandum. Bawasan ang populasyon ng mga bansang katulad ng Pilipinas. So, dito nagsimula yung konsepto ng population control dahil kinakabahan sila na baka ma-outnumber sila ng populasyon ng mga ibang bansa. That is the principal worry. It talks about the right of the United States to have unfettered access to the natural resources of developing nations. The United States and the other nations of the developed world, as well as ideologically motivated population control NGOs like UNFPA, Population Commission, should be supporting and guiding authentic economic development that allows the people of each nation to use their resources for their own benefit. Anong sabi ni Secretary Clinton? Madalas na i-quote ng author ng RH Bill. Sabi niya, you cannot have maternal health without reproductive health. And reproductive health includes contraception and family planning and access to legal, safe abortions, according to Secretary Hillary Clinton of the U.S. Department of State. Policy ng United States, parating kinuquote ng author ng RH Bill, si Secretary Hillary Clinton. Sabi nila, dahil sa Pilipinas, walang contraceptives, mataas ang abortion rate natin. Marami mga fetus na kung saan-saan tinatapon. Nakikita daw sa mga CR, kung saan-saan. Parating na sinasabi yung Thailand is a good example of a country na nakontrol nila ang population nila, ang taas ang kanilang contraception prevalence rate. Kaya doon na-solve nila ang problema. But look at the recent finding in Thailand, November 19, 2010. 2,000 fetuses. Sa atin, hina-highlight nila pag merong isang nakitang tinapon na fetus in some backyard. But in Thailand, 2,000 fetuses in a temple thought to be from illegal abortions. Ang taas ng kanilang contraception prevalence rate. Pero bakit meron pa rin abortion? Why? Because of the failure of certain contraceptives. Kaya andun pa rin ang abortion. In fact, lalong lumalaki ang problema ng abortion nila. Ito, hindi minimension ng mga RH people ito. Let's mention this as an example. Very recent, November 19, 2010 from BBC. Hindi po ito sa tabloid.